So if we use another hot pack layer, we could do that. Or we could take a towel, and if we folded the towel in half, that's how many? Six. That's 2. Well, these are just 1.
Oh, okay.
2.
When you fold it, it's 2.
Right. So if we fold it, it's 2. And then if we fold it again, it's 4. So you could take one of these if you didn't have a lot of hot pack covers. We have 2. Now we have 4, right? Okay. Then we're going to take another one.
How hot is this? How many degrees?
185, 165 underneath.
Okay.
But you can use the tongs. Don't do like this. So then we would grab another towel, fold it again, and if we used this nice person, put that down. How are you?
Okay.
This is a little hot pack. I heard you hurt your arm. It's hurting, so we're going to put this on to help you feel a little bit more comfortable. Or we can have you come over here up by the table so everybody can see and sit down in there. Would you like to have a seat?
So you count the underneath layer?
So you have 2 and you have 4. That's 6. You could take one of these, open it up this way. Go ahead. That's 7, 8. Correct?
And right now I can't feel it at all.
And it does take a few minutes to get through. So you can fold your towel again. You can take this and put it over. Put this down. I don't know why that's falling all over the place. And then put that over. And you can tent it, bridge it if it's too heavy, so that they don't have that pressure on their hand. And then also if we had a blue wedge, which is back in the corner, you could actually put it up on a wedge, and that will help with not increasing any more edema. Okay? Sure. And it takes a few minutes to get through. Do you feel that? Yep. And then we always come back and ask, make sure it's okay. If you're not sure if that person cognitively, sorry, it has been a long day and I've been talking. You can put your own hand in and touch the skin, look at it, make sure you don't see any redness, that kind of thing. Okay? So we would elevate it, and that would help with edema as well. Increases blood flow and everything, so that now we can work. It's actually something that we would do as a preliminary to our actual functional or stretch, and then have them reach or have them do something. So this is just like a pre-treatment that you do.
Okay.
This is not something that you could bill for, hot pack, but if you added stretch to it, if you took Coban or Ace Wrap and worked on stretching, or some of the therapists, if they have time, they actually will put their hands underneath there and start working on bending the joints and actually bending it. So then you have heat with manual therapy, and that is covered. Just kind of helps you to assist what you're trying to get as far as increasing the range or decreasing pain.
So if somebody had like hypertonicity, is that good to do heat first before you try to?
I've done it a lot before I made splinting with spastic or CP kids or something like that. Sometimes if I needed to just try to relax all the musculature and then stretch. It just like when you're warmed up, if you've ever gone to a gym and you kind of do a little pre-warm up, it's a lot easier to stretch than cold turkey, and then you just stretch out that ligament. Okay, good. Good questions. I would love to spin more, but I want to make sure we get through. We have 8 of them.
These two, and I could put like a little bit of sticky back hook and then strap here. Okay. And so maybe for some reason you need a little bit of extra support at your arches to give that a little oomph there.
Okay. Then you would just kind of wait for this to happen.
This same idea of getting past the distal palmar crease and thenar eminence is exactly what you're doing on your forearm base. And if you look at the board, that's where Barb drew the pattern. You can see it comes all the way up. That's the 2/3 of the forearm, halfway round. And then this is what it looks like in the palm.
So with like
Halfway. You can see like this is a certain thickness, but it gets wider just with the bulk of your forearm.
where you would have to maybe like
So
cut
it does look like a little V, and to have that rolled back. And the same thing with the thumb. So you can oppose. But maybe I do want to block that motion, and that would be another choice I could make, that I could build it up, that I am purposely blocking and mobilizing that for some reason.
Oh, I'm like, was it? I don't
And then
remember.
this would, that's a little sharp. That is not a $200 splint. That is sloppy. So you'd want to. And so you could just dip that one little. Because if you're happy with everything else, you don't have to get it all warm. And then you heard like the hot gun. You could turn that on and just get whatever you wanted warm. And then you can either do that or you can give it a nice little puff.
Yeah, for a little one, that worked pretty good.
And then that one doesn't look like it's terribly bad with taking fingerprints. How is yours with taking fingerprints?
Yeah.
You have to be very careful.
Yeah, I noticed mine were, for sure.
Huh?
I noticed, that there was
It's
one of these that was
fingerprinty.
on, yeah.
Yep.
Was it this one that was, I forgot what material.
That's probably the polyform.
Yeah, this is a poly. I feel like this one I played with too much. Now my fingerprints are all over it.
So how do you prevent that?
Just kind of technique in general. You're not wanting to do a small surface area. You want to think larger surface area.
Less pressure.
Yep. So if I was making a forearm base splint here, I'm trying to get this idea inside her hand, but there's all this coming up her forearm. I'm doing more of a stroke instead of a dig. Because then I'm digging that in and making that impression and asking for pressure areas. And you have an interesting little bone of confidence there. Did you break your wrist in the past?
No, I did have severe tendonitis.
Okay.
As a gymnast.
Oh.
To make up, I don't have very much extension in my wrist, so to make up for it, my shoulder flexibility is crazy.
I don't really know what I'm doing.
Were you doing this at a young age? Yeah. So I would probably, if I was making you.
Flew up.
So, and you can't stop it. Usually we have this come on for 10, 12 seconds and then off for 3 times the amount of time to give it rest. So you might have it on for 10, off for 30. And you can set this where it would come on and off for a 20-minute treatment. So it just went off. Okay? So you guys can play around with